Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is clayrammage. We're back again with another Goodwill bins haul video. Went this morning and found some smaller items, not very large items this time, which is kind of nice. I spent a total of $7.05, which is very small for me, but we definitely got a lot of quantity. They're just smaller items. So but first off, if you're new to the channel, welcome. We do a lot of thrifting videos here, some how-to videos and some other miscellaneous stuff, but mostly thrifting and mostly at the Goodwill Outlet stores, which I seem to be able to find some great stuff while I'm there. So we cover all of that, and thank you to all my new subscribers. Numbers continue to, go upwards, which is great. I thank you so much for that. And be sure to hit the like button if you like this content, and comment. Love comments, love feedback. If you know more information about certain items, let me know. If you had one as a kid, let me know. Your grandparents had one, your parents had them, your whatever. Just, go ahead and comment and let's have a dialogue. I love, responding. I respond to all comments and read them all and just really enjoy it. So let's just get into it. So, bubble wrap, that's right, shipping supplies. I'm always picking up shipping supplies at the bins because it's very cheap, and why not? Save money. So I got some padded envelopes there as well. Here's a brand new pack of 2. There's a loose one, and then there's this, which is a fiber recycled mailer. So, original price was 79 cents. It was marked down to 40 cents, ended up in the bins, and I probably paid 10 cents. So there you go. That envelope just nobody wanted. It's kind of sad. I found an R. So our last name is Ramage. I had to pick it up. So I'll use that probably on my shelves back there. I just thought it was cute. Or I'll see if my wife has an idea as to where we might put it. It was fun. Another thing I picked up, I do practical things at the bins. Most of it I buy for resale, but some things, we buy for personal, and we do backpacks for the homeless, so we buy supplies for those there too. But I found this small light bulb, 40 watt. This one says high intensity. So again, it's really cheap. I probably paid 15 cents for this little guy. So can always use light bulbs. And I have my scale right here, so when I have questions on how much I paid for something, I can just weigh it. There was this beautiful old print, small oval print, and it is signed down here. It is just a print, though. It's not an actual painting. It does have a few spots of damage, and here's a couple on the frame, and the frame is really dirty, actually. So once I wash it, it'll shine up. It's a nice cream color, but it is marked on the back. And this was by Princess, I don't know how you say it, Zichy, Z-I-C-H-Y. And her stuff is quite collectible. There's quite a few of them out there. So, I'll put this probably down at the Pink Elephant. I might list it on eBay. That's the hard thing about being a reseller and having multiple places to sell it, not just online, but a physical location. Is I constantly have to make decisions as to where I'm going to list it, where I'm going to sell it. And it gets exhausting sometimes, honestly. I'm like, oh, another decision. I have to decide. And in the reseller world, they talk about death piles, which is the stuff you're not sure what you want to do with, or that you need to list, but haven't listed because it's not an exciting thing to list. So yeah, but part of that is that whole decision-making process. You just have to keep making decisions and making decisions and making decisions. So yeah, there's a lot of vintage Christmas today. One of the things I found were these felt Santas, hanging Santas. There's 3 of them. There's this one. They're all the same except, and there's this one. Those 2 are exactly the same, but this one has a much longer string on it for some reason. So these are kind of like mobiles. So you could hang them, rather than hang them on the wall, you could hang them in the middle of the room. And I thought there might be 3 separate lengths, and they were all tangled together too. It took me a while to untangle the strings. but these two smaller ones are the same length. But I think it'd be fun to have them like at 3 different levels hanging from the ceiling. So, but yeah, these are really nice felt Santas. So I'm always picking up Christmas stuff for the next year. So pick those up. Put down the pink elephant, speaking of Christmas. Picked up this little plastic Santa. Somebody put a very heavy wire on it to hang it somewhere. But it's just a nice vintage Santa in great shape. It's not broken or cracked anywhere, even though it's a very thin plastic and it was buried in the bins. So that was good. I can do this one too. Picked up this little brass angel candlestick. It's for the very small candles. And it's got a label on the bottom, made in Korea. And brass is in, so these little brass things I pick up. This was the last thing I got. So we'll put that probably down at the pink elephant. But I found a bag of vintage doll heads. And so I grabbed it. And I'm like, well, doll heads are always kind of fun. These are, a good number of them are still in the original packages, which is interesting. These are made by Fibercraft in Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, it says. Made in Taiwan. So, so there's a number of doll faces. This one was on sale, 3 for $1. We bought it at the Mount Royal store, wherever that is. This one, which says animal face and hand set. So there's a pair of hands inside too. This one was marked down to 69 cents. Looks like all of these were bought at, no, this one's bought at Woolworth. This was marked down to 3 for $1 too. Another doll face. And another doll face. I don't even know how many there are in here. Here's a little larger, a little different. But ultimately, I think this is what they were doing with them, is crocheting, you know, like a bonnet around them. And you can see it's all enclosed in the back so the head doesn't fall out. So, yeah, I thought it was kind of cute. That's the only one that's finished on the inside. Now here's a whole head, not just the face, but it's the whole head with a set of hands. There's another, just a doll head. Here's a couple of just faces. So yeah, so this whole bag was packed full of stuff. Here's another face with hair, it's called. I love their description. Here's a larger one. So there's a number of larger ones in this bag too. It's funny how they're all different, which is kind of nice. And another one still in the bag. Face with hair again. There's another smaller one. Actually, this looks like that. Now, there are a couple that are the same, so those two are the same. And one more, oh, very large head. Very thick, too. So fun. So yeah, so there's a whole bunch of doll heads. And since they were like 39 cents, 59 cents, what we're going to do is we're going to see how much I paid for this whole bag of them. The whole bag. And if anybody's interested in these, just shoot me an email, which is linked below. So this was, the whole bag was 10 ounces. And I paid $1.99 a pound, which is about 12 cents a pound at this point. So I paid $1.20 for the whole lot. So I even paid cheaper price than when they got them on clearance when they were new. So I'll take that. Another thing I found was this baggie of golf tees and ball markers and cleat cleaners. But I picked these up because when you find unusual tees, they're actually collectible. Like this one. Never seen one quite like that before. So this one would actually, you would put in the ground at an angle. And there's some of these really tall ones. There's a little Breezy Point Resort. So yeah, so I pick these up and then I make a big lot, and that one's broken, so that'll be thrown away. And if they've got advertising on the side of them, it's another thing people look for. So I just pick them up and I make little lots and sell them. I get not for very much money, but again, they're so small you don't pay much for them. Next, I found there were multiple bins of just Christmas ornaments. So I picked up a bunch of vintage ones. This is one of my favorites. Yeah, this vintage cell phone. These are called the block cell phones because they're so, or the brick, because they're so big and bulky. This one says Air Touch Cellular on the back, so it was an advertising piece. It's a keychain, but it was in with all the other ornaments, so they must have hung it on the phone. And they must have been a phone person because there's a whole bunch of phone ornaments and phone-related ornaments. I did find a Minnie Mouse ornament. Now this particular one, she moves. Her legs. So, and the bells ring. I don't know if you can hear that or not. So, oh, you're supposed to pull the string on the bottom. I just noticed the string. So yeah, it's not an old ornament. It's 2002, I think it said. Yeah, 2002. So, it's close to the 20-year mark. This was fun, but it didn't have the balloons with it. I think it would have had a little bunch of balloons. But a nice vintage ornament. He's flock covered, his outfit with the felt. Little collar. And then I found a Mickey Mouse ornament. Mickey Mouse, of course, is always collectible. This particular one says Disney Japan. So I'm not sure. I mean, he's in perfect condition. He looks beautiful. Very bright and shiny. So I'm not sure the age. Not sure, because there's still stuff made in Japan today. It's not like Japan means it's older. Now, I would have expected this to be made in China if it's more modern. So it could be, 20 to 30 years old. But yeah, so we'll check that out. The other thing I found, and I'll just pull out one of these. Again, going through it, there's a lot of stuff wrapped in tissue paper where these are glass icicles. So they're beautiful. I don't know if there's just a couple of them. I don't know. I just grabbed the whole tissue paper. So let's take a look and see how many are in here. There's 1, 2, there's 4 of them. All of them are the same. So yeah, in fact, they were solid glass and not broken. Look at how thin these things are. Very delicate, and they hadn't been broken yet. So I was like, yay! And I haven't broken them yet, so that's always exciting. I can be notorious for breaking things. So here's another ornament with the cell phone. Early model cell phones on it. This one just says, 1995. That's what time this one is dated, or year. So yeah, it's kind of funny because I still remember one of my first experiences with cell phones. Not that I firsthand experienced it, but when I was in high school, I was selected for Boys State in the state of Nebraska by our local Rotary Club. So I got to go spend a week and learn all about government functions in the state of Nebraska, which is fun. But one of the things that went on there was that the guy who, one of my friends, he was selected to be the Secretary of State in our mock government. And so he got to ride in the Secretary of State's car for the state of Nebraska, who had a cell phone. That was the big talk, was the fact that, late 70s, they had cell phones in their cars. Although car phones actually date back to the 40s. They had them in the cars way back in the 40s. So, we think it's a very modern thing. And it is, that it's common to everybody, but, the rich have had them for forever. I did find this little kitty brooch. Unfortunately, one of the little dangly things was either already broken or I just broke it. I don't know which. But But yeah, I thought it was a very cute little thing still on the card. And then I found a couple marbles. And last haul I talked about marbles. These are modern marbles, machine-made marbles, because they're very clear glass, no bubbles in them, and there's no little ponto mark on them. So that's one of the ways you can tell they're very modern. But that's okay. I make a big lot and go from there. I did find one piece of jewelry. It's a little tiny earring. Not much to it. I haven't looked at it at all. I don't think it's anything special. It's not marked, just gold tone. Yeah, it's not very special because it's got glue marks on it where the glue seeped out. So, oh, and I did find this wonderful old box with the brass corner pieces on here and brass nails to hold it in. I actually think I'm going to keep this for myself and use it on my desk as organizing. I'll clean it up, and because it's, you know, got water spots and it's quite dirty. It's probably used in a workshop somewhere, but I thought, well, that'll be a great little organizer for my desk because I always have little things that seem to pile up. But now, this, I was very excited to find these. Found these vintage elves. These are all made of plastic. All three of these are the same. They have different, they're all in great condition. A little bit of paint loss on the noses because they stick out so far. I was just going to see if there's any mark on them as far as year, date, or anything. Nope, I don't see a thing on them as far as any manufacturer's marks. But then there was also this Santa. I thought it was interesting because somebody used a very heavy copper wire to hang him like this. And I think originally he would have been for holding, like, this is small enough it could have been a small candle. I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing on that. The fact they made this big old ring on there. Again, I'm looking to see if there's any marks on him, and there's not a mark. So I'm assuming these are probably from like the 1950s. But yeah, got three of the elves and one Santa. Pretty amazing, I thought. So that was our haul today. Like I say, a lot of smalls, but a lot of valuable smalls, things that I'll be able to, you know, even just one of these items, I'm sure I could probably get between $6 and $10 for these little guys. So one of these will pay for my whole trip today. And even little Mickey, any one of these ornaments. Oh, I did forget. I got one last thing, two Easter trees. Bottle brush Easter trees. Huh, those were in the bins too. There was couple other Easter items that I was going to get, but they were broken, so I left those. So yeah, so it was a great haul today. Excited for it, and glad you could join us. Take care, everybody. We'll catch you next time.